our national security. We are trying to speak in the name of non-proliferation, of disarmament. And that is why at the very beginning I said that the much hyped up movement towards global zero has slowed down. Things have happened since the Prague speech. I mean, my own view is there will be a time when you will have to enter the negotiations. But there is no point in hastening the process. There is no need for us to take a plunge. When it can be delayed for a year, for 2 years, we don't know. Let us float the time. We are not the only ones. And if there is one day, if the situation demands, that Pakistan begins to make a gradual withdrawal from an entrenched position, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But at the moment, the world has other priorities, America has an election, there is Afghanistan, there is the Chicago, future of NATO. There is no great pressure on Pakistan. And therefore, and let me also tell you, and through you, my colleague, Dr. Chima, once a treaty is signed, the pressure on you to accede to it, to sign it, is 100 times stronger than during the negotiating process. That's not right.
I think you have raised very excellent points. I agree on the issue. There are 4 main issues, and FMCT is one of them. And Pakistan's ambassador has been last March very skillfully highlighted that other issues became equivalent to FMCT and why the FMCT is important. Second is the issue was taken to the UN General Assembly. On that we have to be a little careful. There is a very strong example of India vetoing the CTBT, and it was taken to the UN Assembly to the Australian resolution and passed it. That has to be used. There are good prospects that if Pakistan continues to stall negotiations, it may not be taken. It may be taken. I think there is a slight difference of understanding between me and my honorable senior and good friend Dr. Tanveer Ahmed Khan. I did not say that we should begin negotiations. I said we should allow negotiation. Let others negotiate. And if they want to have a fissile material treaty and freeze the production of fissile material, we should not have any objection. But not sign the FMCT. We have done it in case of NPT. I agree with Honorable Tanveer Sahab. There will be tremendous and multiplied pressure on Pakistan to sign the FMCT. But if we can take the pressure right now, which we are taking all the way up, we can take it by now signing the FMCT. And I can show you like other non-signatories to the NPT, like Israel, like India. There will be some members of us who will not sign the FMCT. At the moment we are alone. But not signing the FMCT, we will not be alone. So I'm not saying we should negotiate. I'm only saying if others want to negotiate, we should let them do it. And if we are not displaying any negative instance, it would be in Pakistan's interest that if the countries like India want to freeze their production of material, let them do it. We won't do that. So my position is very, very clear.
Simon, it's heartening to see you patriotism. I think we need more people like you. So I'm going to congratulate you on that. But you know, there's something else that I want to point out here. It's not just our nuclear diplomacy. I think it's our diplomacy everywhere. And when I say that one front Pakistan has completely lost out on is our soft power. Look what we've done for Afghanistan. And look at the line of reception we have in Afghanistan. And who are the 2 countries that are becoming extremely popular in Afghanistan today? Because of their soft power. It's India and China. So that's what I wanted to put forward. And finally, yes, our stance is absolutely principled. I don't disagree with that. And when we're sitting amongst people who are ours, yes, that makes a lot of sense. But the whole challenge is to tilt the moral compass back to Pakistan. Right now, the global powers see that moral compass away from Pakistan. That's what I was trying to tell you.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Chair, and thank you
Dr. Chima, who has taught us the strategic studies, we have this disagreement about why Pakistan does not enter into negotiations. It's not that simple. It's a very complicated issue, and the way you present it, it's very logical. But you yourself in your presentation said that FMCT has become Pakistan-specific instruments. So if FMCT is Pakistan-specific instrument, there is no harm in taking a position, even if you are alone, because if that's the conclusion is. My other colleagues have already mentioned that there are other issues also, which PCB permitted to discuss. I'm not going into the detail. But I'll cite a few examples. Like in 2009, once Pakistan agreed on a program of work, on 2nd June 2009, India outrightly opposed that it will not compromise on its national security interests. India took that position, but nobody pointed out. But once Pakistan takes a position, everybody points out Pakistan and singles out Pakistan. Let me also, my personal assessment is nobody is interested in FMCT. If the great powers or major powers, if they were really interested in FMCT, they wouldn't allow India to continue producing, or they wouldn't give an exemption to India to keep aid facilities outside the safeguards and continue producing fissile material in those facilities. So there was also a threat of FMCT being taken out of the CD, and the results are that, including Israel, there were 24 states that abstained from the voting, and North Korea and Pakistan opposed, and there were a large group of damn countries which did not support that. So statistics says Pakistan is not alone on the issue of FMCT. It's more of a projection.
Sir, all these efforts seem fabulous, but on the pages only. Because we know that every state has its own justification for denying the FMCT. Like Pakistan for India, India for Pakistan, and if you talk about in the Middle East, so Israel considered Iran is a major threat for them, and same case with Iran. Then how can you say that Pakistan, what is the future of FMCT? Because states are nowadays more interested in getting the nuclear arsenals rather than cut off the fissile material. So I don't think so it would be implemented or will get success. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This is Abbas Karnain. I'm a student of international law. My comments, a short comment would be like on Dr. Iqbal Chima presentation. That sir, you said about various options of going into negotiations, or at least letting the negotiations to start. But if you see the issue a bit, at least not more than a few of this audience would disagree with me that Pakistan has exercised a reasonable degree of autonomy in the nuclear affairs since its inception, evolution, and culmination, and so on and so forth. So now we are saying that Pakistan shouldn't have withheld its objection to the US deal then, and Pakistan states that Pakistan has a principal stance on the issue. How would you say that Pakistan would be able to distract from its principal stance and would be able to address the public concerns, domestic public concerns for its second policy flip on it, since Pakistan, sustain our policy stance on international level? Already we are, Dr. Huma said. So how can we do that policy flip on principal stance and addressing the domestic people's concern? And second, sir, my humble interpretation of the rule is that to change, you gain the consensus to change the consensus rule. Thank you very much.
Basically, two rules. Rule number one, don't negotiate. If you don't have to, don't negotiate. But there are times when you have to negotiate. Then you negotiate for side effects. And third, you really go into negotiations. So you decide what you have to do.
Yes, I agree. And I stated very clearly that the FMCT has now become Pakistan's president. But I have also mentioned that we have layers of defense against the FMCT. We don't have just one option, and that is not to allow negotiations. We have three more viable options. First option is not to let it become an